We want support for struggling homeowners.
We want green jobs in our communities.
We want peace without end.
Not war without end.
A group of young leaders and filmmakers came together in Washington, D.C. for the inauguration to ask our generation what this moment means to them. We interviewed young people on the streets, at the balls, in living rooms, and at the inauguration itself, asking them what makes this moment in time so urgent and what opportunities are opening up for America and for the world.
His election was possible because of a condition on the planet in this moment. And if his election is only one possibility, what else is possible in this moment?
This election was not a Reagan landslide, except among young people. It was a 2-to-1 blowout among young people. And I think it's important for people to understand that that's the beginning and not the end of that generation's obligation. The so-called Obama generation, the Generation Y, it's just begun its historical mission.
In this time, in this generation, we've been connected in a way that we have never been before. There are people who you would never dream that they would meet. So far they are geographically, culturally. There are so many distance and so many gaps between us that are closing so fast.
Where you from? Colorado for Obama. New York for Obama. Mermaid for Obama. Everyone for Obama. Yeah.
We know, like in the last 2 decades, the United States became the main superpower around the world, and it's affected so many policies and so many countries around the world. Change is urgent because people almost lost hope.
This inauguration is probably one of the most important political moments of our lives for both American citizens, but I think especially for young people all around the world.
To be able to be successful in something like this just gave hope and possibility for the whole world.
We're a generation coming of age at one of the most critical moments in human history, and there's a fierce urgency of now that comes from the convergence of so many factors: political factors, economic factors, spiritual and cultural factors, environmental factors.
This generation doesn't have the luxury of as many mistakes as the generations before.
I think we're in a time of crisis in this world. Systems and institutions that many of us are utterly dependent on are breaking down, and a lot of people are getting hurt in the process.
When I think about today and what we've seen and what we've experienced for the past 2 years leading up to today makes it real. There's been a conversation and a possibility and an excitement, but today, an actual inauguration, an actual first day of office makes this very real.
Are you prepared to take the oath, Senator?
I am.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
That I will execute the office of President to the United States faithfully.
That I will execute
faithfully the office of President of the United States.
President of the United States faithfully.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
The issues that are facing our world, if he is not able to address them adequately, people are going to hate him. But if he is, he can't help but be great. So where there's a great problem, there's a great opportunity.
Because in the midst of those breakdowns, there's also the opportunity for some breakthroughs. As we build new green economies, as we create jobs that don't just perpetuate the consumption of more and more and more resources in an unsustainable way, as we create jobs that sustain life, that affirm the capacity of humanity to live in right relation with the earth and with other people.
We're in a moment where we can all be driven by more hope than fear, and when we can all realize that organizing, community organizing, grassroots organizing, building relationships, connecting, building communities is really where change happens, and we all have the power to make that change.
Very little is going to happen if it's just left to people, even great people, who are stuck inside the White House or stuck inside the halls of government. The only way we're going to get the changes that we want is if we have a great president in the White House and a great movement in the streets. And great movements are always led by young people.
I think it's time that we all unite and stand together.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
There's more concern and a lot less complacency than there was probably 8 years ago, which is I think part of why you do feel this tremendous groundswell of energy.
Everything is energy, and so when people are excited, I think there's no limits to what they can accomplish. So there's sort of like a three-part step. We've got to get the individuals out there aware of the problem and from their own consciousness really passionate about trying to be a part of the solution. Then we've got to get the technologies in place, and then we've got to get the funding for those technologies, and then we've got to get...
That's four.
That's shit.
A long time coming, but I know this change is showing up. Oh, yes,
there needs to be a movement and a force of people that are like, okay, now, you know, let's get behind ourselves, not just get behind what Obama's talking about.
It breaks my heart when people act as if they don't understand that we are all one. When we show disregard for ourselves, for each other.
I believe that we start to hurt each other at the moment that we separate from each other. And it can happen in different ways. You can do it in minor ways by not respecting people, by not seeing them as human beings, and you can go all the way to killing them.
I think another opportunity of this time is a moment for healing in our nation and across the world, across divides. And I think through healing and through really understanding each other, through really connecting, that's how we're going to build a strong and sustained movement, and the work is going to continue.
The work right now is to make sure that everyone, every single body is engaged in change making.
Love gives me faith. I'm surrounded by so many people who are doing amazing work based only on the love that they feel. It's the most critical tool that we have as people who make ourselves responsible for the transformation of the planet and the transformation of ourselves. Love is the most powerful tool that we have.
The truth is, I give me hope because I'm not waiting for anyone to come and save me. I believe I have the power to save myself. I believe I have the power to hopefully inspire or help somebody to save themselves too.
The opportunities are boundless, but let's not stop there. Let's seize it, let's grab it, let's run with it. This is our time.
We are the future.
And it's time for a change.
We are the future,
and it is time for a change.
We are the future, it's time for a change.
We are the future, and it's time for a change.
We are the future,
it's time for a change.
Time for a change.
We are the future, and it's time for a change.